business.
We'll find gainful employment, Kirith. We just need to keep looking.
Finest merchandise around.
You don't know how glad I am to see a friendly face. You probably won't believe this, but Kirith and I are in trouble. Again. We could really use your help. An unpleasant ship captain dropped us off without so much as a by your leave. He was supposed to take us to Hammerfell to explore a dwarven ruin. We're scholars of some renown, you know. Although my sister prefers the term dungeon delvers. I'm not sure. The language of the sea confuses me. We just need to charter a ship to Sentinel. But that disagreeable captain took the last of our gold. We want to work, but no one will hire us. Perhaps you could serve as our agent in this matter. Ah, finally a turn of good fortune. You have a knack for arriving at just the right moment. You'll have no problem convincing these clods to hire us forthwith. Honestly, I'm extremely overqualified, but I'll take whatever employment you can secure. Hammerfell, Anvil, why does everything in this part of the world sound like it belongs in a smithy? Look, it was an honest mistake on my part. The captain claimed to be a proper sailor and I took him at his word. I'm an artificer. If you ask me to recalibrate a dwarven power core, I'll ask you to what voltage. But determining where the captain made an error in his navigational calculations? You might as well ask me to charm the wings off a harpy. We're dungeon delvers, not paupers. Kirith and I won't accept charity, no matter how you present it to us. We'll earn our own way. Just find someone who's willing to hire us, and let us do some honest work. My letter of introduction opens doors throughout Morrowind, but in this isolated hamlet, I inquired with a blacksmith, but he wanted brawn, not brains. There was also the angler, but we were unable to agree on terms. You'd think so, wouldn't you? The Anvil Repository has a reputation for serving its clients poorly. I offered my skills as a bookkeeper, but the proprietor rejected me. If she reconsiders, I'd make a valuable addition to her team.
Some people don't like the bustle of cities, but I come from a big family, so it reminds me of home.
No charge to have a look.
Sorry. Between my brother's problems with the forge and that load of ingots that the puny Dark Elf dropped on the docks, I am way too busy to talk right now. Yes, that was the Dark Elf's name. I gave him a fair chance, but I don't think he ever lifted anything heavier than a book in his entire life. We had to let him go. With the forge as it is, my brother can't pay a worker who can't do the job. If the Dark Elf can improve the forge, that would be a big help. But we still need those ingots. They were stolen after he abandoned the crate. The thieves use a dock outside the city. Get the ingots back, and I'll give Raynor another chance.
Please, I was once like you.
What a disaster. That bard gets in one scrap with a dark elf and suddenly he can't play tonight's show. She strained his finger. What does that even mean? Sorry, I'm rambling. The crowd gets rowdy when there's no music to listen to while they drink.
An entire day's catch lost to the hungry sea. So many wasted fish. Jod punishes me for expecting a spoiled dark elf to perform the work of an honest Khajiit. Oh, you know the big-brained dark elf with claws as dull as dirt? The one whose idea of mending a net is to tie a knot and hope for the best? If you seek payment, you will find only disappointment. Raynor is no angler. He is a
You look strong and sober. Want a job? The rowdy Gua skirted a hurricane off Kanathi's roost. Oddest thing, just came out of nowhere and we took some damage. I need someone who can hold a board and hammer a nail, preferably at the same time.
Oh, Izmir's beard. Those vile rumors will be the death of us. Don't the pirates know it takes constant attention to detail to keep a bank running smoothly? If you're talking about that skeever Raynor, then you can turn around and march right out of my office. That skinny dark elf had the audacity to tell me that my accounts weren't in order. I've seriously injured bigger men for lesser slights. Ha! You've got mead in your blood, that's for sure. So you vouch for this little snowback? You really think he can make sense of this tangled mess? All right. What do I have to lose? The Dark Elf's got a job. My books can't possibly get any worse.
Funniest thing I've ever heard.
What do you say we try some of the local fare? I'm famished.
I usually see the tomb as half full, but even I was about to give up hope before you showed up. If you can help us raise the gold we need to leave this wretched city, we'd really appreciate it. Now that's a tale to make the brave little scrib cry. Raynor insists that the captain made a mistake, but I saw the contract they signed before we were marooned here. My brother chartered a ship to Anvil, not Sentinel. This is all his fault. He mixed up the names. Anvil, Hammerfell, they sound all the same to my brother. After we'd set sail, he said he couldn't wait to see the towers of Anvil. I reminded him we were sailing to Sentinel. So he ran to see the captain, but it was too late. We had a line on a new dwarven ruin. Well, not new, newly discovered. Anyway, it's near Tava's Blessing, and it's entirely fresh and unexplored. If me and Raynor can get there before the grave robbers, imagine the amazing things that we'll find. What? No! We're dungeon delvers, not tomb raiders. My brother has a deep and abiding respect for the dwarves. He's obsessed with learning everything he can about their ancient technology. Me? I just love to explore old places. It's my calling. I tried to handle a shift at the local tavern, but the customers couldn't keep their sweaty paws to themselves. You can't blame me for breaking a few fingers. They were touching my body after all. That's when the innkeepers... I thought about helping the rowdy Gua, but the ship's captain is a cheat. What I really want to do is sing. I've serenaded in taverns from Deshan to Eastmarch. I even received a standing ovation in Orsinium. Unfortunately, Anvil has no taste.
What a disaster. That bard gets in one scrap with a dark elf and suddenly he can't play tonight's show. She strained his finger. What does that even mean? Sorry, I'm rambling. The crowd gets rowdy when there's no music to listen to while they drink. Ha! The dark elf last? It just about split my gut when I heard her yowling. Sounded like someone stuck a fork in a bantam guar and twisted it to the right. If that's what they call singing in Morrowind, I really need to pay them a visit. Interesting notion. We've had our share of bards and jesters, but never a jester who sings. At least the crowd will enjoy looking at her. Who knows? They might even like her act. Send Kirith over. I'll pay her well for an evening's entertainment.
You took your time. I was starting to get worried. But tell me, were you successful? Have you secured gainful employment for Kirith and myself? Immediately? That seems rather sudden. Oh, very well. Kirith, did you hear? We can earn enough gold to continue our journey. It just required someone these depraved pirates could understand. Oh, I don't mean to imply that you're depraved, my friend. Not the most exciting use of my talents. But tallying numbers beats hauling a load of metal ingots any day. Thank you for convincing the usurer to hire me. Even a single entry in the wrong column can spell disaster for a financial institution. I'm eager to learn what kind of position you secured for Kirith, but she should hear it from you first.
All right. I'm ready to hear the news now. What kind of job did you sign me up for? Bodyguard? Spy for the Pact? Private chef for a visiting dignitary? Tell me. That's wonderful news! Those drunken pirates are in for a treat. Thank you for negotiating an excellent deal. Now, what should I sing? Something from the Tribunal soliloquies? Maybe one of the Sujama drinking songs? So many choices. You did more for us than anyone in this wretched city. Raynor and I will do our jobs and complete our contracts. Then it's off to Hammerfell. There are ruins to explore, adventures to partake in. I'm all tingly with anticipation.